Hello students, how are you? Good morning. In our previous video, we already discussed about the oscillations of previous parts like composition of SHM, kinetic energy, potential energy, projection of SHM. And now today we are going to study the last topic of this chapter, that is simple pendulum. In our day-to-day life, we study about only pendulum. अब पेंडुलम क्या होता है, तो हमने आज तक जो देखा है उसमें पेंडुलम ये एक ऐसी चीज है कि हम सिर्फ बॉल, क्लॉक और उसका एक पेंडुलम, बस इस तरह से हमने एक इमेजिन किया था, जो हमने डे टू डे लाइफ में देखा है कि पेंडुलम टू एंड फ्रो मोशन करता है। अब आज जो फिजिक्स में हम पेंडुलम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, तो ये जो पेंडुलम्स होते हैं, दीज आर ऑफ टू टाइप्स। वन इज सिंपल पेंडुलम एंड अनदर वन इज कोनिकल पेंडुलम। Simple pendulum and conical pendulum. Now what is simple pendulum and conical pendulum? Conical pendulum is already completed in the chapter circular motion and simple pendulum is in the chapter of oscillation. Now when there is a rigid support and there is a string, this is a bob, okay, and if its motion is linear, that is straight line, this to and fro motion, then such motion of a pendulum, then this pendulum is called as simple pendulum. And in conical pendulum, the motion is like this angular, that is in terms of cone. If the motion is in such type, then it is called as conical pendulum. But now here today we are only discussing about the simple pendulum, which is in the chapter of oscillation. Okay, now before discussing simple pendulum, what is the actual meaning of pendulum and what is the definition of pendulum, or what is the concept of definition pendulum, we are going to discuss here. For that, the ideal simple pendulum states that there is a rigid support. You know rigid support, which is not movable, that is called as rigid support, to which an inextensible and weightless string is going to attach. Remember here there is an inextensible and weightless string which is not, whose length is constant and it is weightless, and a heavy bob mass. A heavy bob mass means it is small in size but it is heavy in mass. Such bob is attached to it. Okay. Now when it moves to and fro motion, then such motion is called as ideal simple pendulum. But in our day to day life, हमने कितना भी छोटा और कितना भी कम से कम थिकनेस वाला अगर हमने थ्रेड लिया है, फिर भी not any such material is present on the earth which does not have weight. Okay, ऐसा कोई भी स्ट्रिंग नहीं है जिसे वेट नहीं। आइडियल सिंपल पेंडुलम में कहा है कि वेटलेस स्ट्रिंग हमें चाहिए, बट एक्चुअली वेटलेस ये वर्ड अर्थ पे एक्सिस्ट नहीं होता, बिकॉज ग्रेविटी प्रेजेंट ऑलरेडी है। इसलिए जब हम ये स्ट्रिंग लेंगे तो एज कंपेयर टू दिस हेवी मास इट इज वेरी मच नेग्लिजिबल। सच टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रिंग यू आर गोइंग टू अज्यूम प्रैक्टिकली। ओके, मीन्स यू हैव टू यूज द इनएक्सटेंसिबल। इनएक्सटेंसिबल पॉसिबल हो सकता है बट वेटलेस पॉसिबल हो नहीं सकता। आपने बारीक से बारीक एक सपोज हेयर्स अगर आपने लिए हैं तो उसका भी 0.0000 समथिंग में वेट रहना है, यानी वेटलेस ये थिंग नहीं हो सकती। तो हमें ऐसा एक सिंपल पेंडुलम अज्यूम करना है और फिर वो सिंपल पेंडुलम का हमें उसकी थ्योरेटिकल स्टडी करना है। ओके, नाउ अब हम सिंपल पेंडुलम देखने जाएंगे। तो आइडियल सिंपल पेंडुलम न लेते हुए वी आर गोइंग टू अज्यूम द प्रैक्टिकल सिंपल पेंडुलम। व्हाट इट सेड, देन कंसीडर a rigid support to which suppose a inextensible and lightweight, remember here we are going to assume lightweight string is attached to this rigid support, and on the other end of the string there is a bob of heavy mass m. Suppose this mass is m and the length of the string is suppose capital L. Okay, now it is performing to and fro motion, that is oscillatory motion. This is suppose the mean position. Okay, this is M. Now when it moves from, suppose this is O, this is A and this is B. When you are applying the force, then body move from O to B. Okay, here you release the force. When you release the force, the ball will return to the position O, then A, then O, then this is called as one complete oscillation. अब जब ये बॉडी यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगी और यहाँ जब हम इसे फोर्स इस प्लेस पे बी पॉइंट पे रिमूव करेंगे तो लाइक दिस, यहाँ एक पॉइंट आएगा. ओके, एंड सपोज दिस एंगल इज थीटा. इन डायग्राम इवन दो यू आर लुकिंग इट इज वेरी लार्ज, बट इन practical it is very small, means the value of theta is very small. but बहुत छोटा निकालूंगी तो आपको डायग्राम समझ में नहीं आएंगी, इसलिए मैंने यहाँ इसे थोड़ा बड़े क्वांटिटी में आपको दिखाया है. तो ये भी एंगल थीटा ही रहेगा और इस तरह से सिंपल पेंडुलम परफॉर्म होगा. अब ये बॉडी जब यहाँ जाएगी और ये बॉब यहाँ आएगा तो ये स्ट्रिंग में टेंशन तैयार होगा. व्हाट इट कॉल्स टेंशन. और ये जो बॉब है इस पे एक डाउनवर्ड फोर्स तैयार होगा mg, बिकॉज इट इज हैंगिंग इन द एयर. व्हेन इट इज हैंगिंग इन द एयर द अर्थ ग्रेविटी कीप allow it to keep downward, hence the downward force is present here, that is mg. Now this mg we are going to resolve into two components. Okay, this 2 is in the angle of 90 degree, means this is at angle of 45 degree. Okay, now this is called as mg cos of theta and this is called as mg sin of theta. Okay, means mg is going to resolve into two components, mg cos theta, mg sin theta. Now mg cos theta and t are the same force but directed in opposite direction. You should assume that T is equal to mg cos theta. What you have to assume? T is equal to mg cos of theta. If T not equal to mg cos theta means this force is not balancing the tension, then the string may break. Okay, so it should take the condition or assumptions that T should be equal to mg cos theta, so the string will not break because it is weightless or very light weighted and extensible string, means it is so much critical. You can assume that बहुत ही नाजुक वो है एकदम, तो उस पे टेंशन जो तैयार होगा, अगर वो टेंशन बैलेंस नहीं हुआ तो वो स्ट्रिंग टूट सकता है क्योंकि बॉब का मास बहुत ज्यादा है. So T is equal to mg cos theta. This balances each other so that string can move easily and perform the oscillatory motion. Now this mg cos theta provide the necessary restoring force to the body. आपको पता है जब हम यहाँ फोर्स अप्लाई करके रिमूव करेंगे तो वापस आने के लिए कौन सा फोर्स अप्लाई करते हैं, कौन सा फोर्स यूज किया जाता है, रेस्टोरिंग force. That restoring force is provided by this mg sin theta, so that body will move from B to O, O to A and O to A to O. This is provided by this mg sin theta. Means you can say restoring force F is equal to mg sin of theta. Okay, now consider, suppose this is L, sorry, not take, don't take L, this is take A, suppose this is O and this is B. Okay, don't take A here, we are already taken here A, so let us consider it is as X. Now consider triangle XOB. Which triangle you are going to consider? XOB. This is sin theta, the length is L, so the length of this XB is also L because it is an inextensible string. So length is as it is, that is its length is also L. And suppose the distance from O to B, distance O to B is equal to suppose X. Okay, that is the amplitude. Okay, now consider triangle XOB. Then from triangle XOB, sine of theta is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse, that is OB upon XB. Okay. Now what is OB? OB is equal to X and XB is equal to L. Means you can assume here that sine theta is equal to X upon L. Now I already told you that this theta is very small. Means you have to assume here this theta is very small. And if theta is very small, then sine of theta is equal to theta. Okay. Now put this value in this equation here. Then what happen? F is equal to mg into theta. Okay. Now what is theta? Sin theta, that is x upon L, because sin theta is equal to theta and the value of sin theta become x upon L. Then F is equal to mg x upon L. You have to assume here negative sign. This negative sign indicate that force and displacement are oppositely directed. That is the rule of SHM. Okay. Means F is equal to minus mg sin theta, and so sin theta is equal to x upon L. So F is equal to minus mg x upon L. Okay. Now m, g and L, these all three quantities are constant. M is the mass of a ball which is not changeable, it is constant. G is gravity, L is length which is inextensible string. Hence these three quantities are constant. So you can say F is directly proportional to minus x, and this is nothing but, yes, exactly, the particle performing linear SHM. Means in simple pendulum the particle is performing linear SHM. Okay. अब ये हुआ फोर्स. हमने यहाँ प्रूव किया कि सिंपल पेंडुलम ये लीनियर एसएचएम परफॉर्म करता है. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड द टाइम पीरियड ऑफ सिंपल पेंडुलम. क्या फाइंड करना है हमें? टाइम पीरियड ऑफ सिंपल पेंडुलम. अगर आपको यहाँ तक समझ में आया है, आपको मेरे वीडियो पसंद आ रहा है, तो प्लीज लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल विभा लाहोटी फिजिक्स ट्यूटोरियल्स. ओके. सो नेक्स्ट वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड the time period of simple pendulum here. Okay. Now what is time period? T is equal to 2 pi upon square root of एक्सीलरेशन अपॉन डिस्प्लेसमेंट. हमने टाइम पीरियड के 4 डेरिवेशन निकाले थे, 4 फॉर्मूले तैयार किए थे. उसमें से एक फॉर्मूला था T इज इक्वल टू 2 पाई अपॉन स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ एक्सीलरेशन पर यूनिट डिस्प्लेसमेंट. ओके. नाउ व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू फाइंड हियर? F इज इक्वल टू माइनस mg इंटू x अपॉन L. ओके. नाउ वी नो दैट F इज इक्वल टू ma also. What is A? Okay, yes, exactly. Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. Now these two LHS are same, so you can assume ma is equal to minus mg x upon L. Okay. Now mm get cancel, therefore A is equal to minus g into x upon L. Now keep this x on LHS, then A upon x is equal to minus g upon L. If you are taking it in magnitude terms, then negative sign will remove. Then A upon x is equal to g upon L. That is acceleration per unit displacement is equal to g upon L. Now put this value in this equation. Then T is equal to 2 pi upon square root of g upon L. When you are keeping this denominator in numerator, then T is equal to 2 pi square root of L upon g. Okay. And this is nothing but the time period of simple pendulum. This is the equation of time period of simple pendulum. From that equation, the frequency of simple pendulum become n is equal to 1 upon T. Then it will become 1 upon 2 pi square root of L by G, and this is the frequency of simple pendulum. This is, we are going to find that the simple pendulum is performing linear SHM. So you prove F is equal to minus mgx upon n, and by taking the formula of time period of SHM, T is equal to 2 pi upon x per unit acceleration per unit displacement, and we are going to find here the value of time period in terms of L. And from this formula, we here declare that the time period of pendulum is only depend on length of pendulum, and it is independent on mass of a bob and amplitude of simple pendulum and angular displacement, that is theta. Means it is only depend upon L, and it is independent upon M, it is independent upon X, and it is independent upon theta. Okay, mass कितना भी कम कितना भी ज्यादा लिया, डिस्प्लेसमेंट कम ज्यादा होता है, थीटा भी अगर वेरी वेरी स्मॉल कहा तो भी उस पे टाइम पीरियड डिपेंड नहीं, टाइम पीरियड इज ओनली डिपेंड ऑन लेंथ ऑफ पेंडुलम. एंड फ्रॉम दिस फॉर्मूला now we are going to discuss about laws of simple pendulum. Okay, so let us discuss the laws of simple pendulum. This is all about time period of simple pendulum, and before that we are going to discuss that simple pendulum is performing SHM. Let's rewrite the formula of time period of simple pendulum, that is T is equal to 2 pi square root of L upon G. Okay, this is the time period of simple pendulum, and from that we are going to find the laws of simple pendulum. Okay, now what are the laws of simple pendulum? First law is law of length. Okay, now what is law of length? If you are considering this formula, then here we can say that the 2 pi is constant, G is gravity, it is also constant, then time period of simple pendulum is directly proportional to square root of length of a pendulum. This is called as law of length. Okay, then second one, law of acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. What it said? That if you are consider this L is constant, that is inextensible string, 2 pi is also constant, then you can say T is equal to, T is inversely proportional to square root of G, and this is the another law of simple pendulum. This is the first law, that is law of length. This is the another law, law of acceleration due to gravity. Now the third law, that is called as law of mass. Now what is the law of mass? I already told you that it is independent on mass of a bob, hence time period is independent on mass of a bob. It is the law of mass. And the fourth one is law of isochronism. What it is? Law of isochronism. Now what is the law of isochronism? I already told you that the time period of simple pendulum is independent on x and independent on theta. Means you can say the law of isochronism, that it is independent on amplitude of simple pendulum, that is the value of x, and indirectly the value of theta. Hence you can say it is independent on the value of amplitude of simple pendulum. Now these are the four laws of time period of simple pendulum, that is law of length, law of acceleration due to gravity, law of mass, and law of isochronism. These are the laws of simple pendulum. This is all about simple pendulum. Now the another pendulum here in your syllabus we are going to discuss is just a word. Instead of simple you have to use second pendulum. Second pendulum means the word give you the definition indirectly. Second pendulum means the time period of simple pendulum should be 2 seconds. What I am saying? The time period of simple pendulum 2 seconds, then the pendulum is called as seconds pendulum. ऐसा सिंपल पेंडुलम कि जिसका टाइम पीरियड अगर 2 सेकंड का है, यानी 2 सेकंड में अगर वो एक पूरा ऑसिलेशन कंप्लीट करता है, देन सच पेंडुलम, such simple pendulum is called as second pendulum. Okay, now we can derive here the value of seconds pendulum. Okay, क्या कहना है हमें? सेकंड्स पेंडुलम यानी सिंपल पेंडुलम ही है, लेकिन उसका टाइम पीरियड डायरेक्टली निकाल के दिया है कि टाइम पीरियड ऑफ सिंपल पेंडुलम बिकम 2 सेकंड. ओके, देन लेट अस कंसीडर हियर द वैल्यू ऑफ t बिकम 2 सेकंड. Then 2 is equal to 2 pi square root of L upon G. Okay, this 2 get cancel. Therefore 1 upon pi is equal to square root of L upon G. Okay, now what is the value of L? Then taking it square, then 1 upon pi square is equal to L upon G. Means here you are going to remove the square root. Therefore L is equal to, what is the value of L? G upon pi square. That is the value of L. Now we know that the value of G become 9.8 and the value of pi become 3.14, and its square, when you are going to calculate its value, then its value becomes 0.993 meter. Means when you are considering the length of simple pendulum 0.993 meter, then the time period or the time period of simple pendulum becomes 2 seconds, and that simple pendulum now converted into second pendulum. This is the length of simple pendulum. Means in numerical or in MCQ, if the value of length is given and you have to find the time period of simple pendulum, then there is no need to calculate or no need to put the value here and calculate the time period. You directly say that if the value L becomes 0.993 meter, then T is equal to 2 seconds. It saves your time in the examination hall, and you, without confusion, just remember the value L is, when L is equal to 0.2993, then T becomes 2 seconds. Just remember, just put it in your upper margin of your register that when L is equal to 0.993 meter, then T is equal to 2 seconds. Then if T is equal to 2 seconds, then L is equal to 0.993 meter, or if L is equal to 0.993 meter, then T is equal to 2 seconds. This is nothing but the concept of seconds pendulum. Okay, today we are going to discuss, we already discussed the simple pendulum, the explanation of simple pendulum, then laws of simple pendulum, and now the seconds pendulum. If you are understand my video, if you are understanding my theory, then please like and subscribe my channel. Now we are going to discuss the next topic of this chapter, that is damped. Now damped oscillation. We know the oscillation, that is to and fro motion of a particle about its mean position, that it is called as oscillation. Okay, now when there is a motion about its mean position, then there are two possibilities. The amplitude of a oscillation remain constant, or in some part the amplitude of oscillation goes on decreasing, and after some time the body become at rest position. If there is such condition, then according to concept of amplitude, there are two types of oscillation. One is damped oscillation and another one is undamped oscillation. Okay, in damped oscillation the amplitude is going on decreasing, and after some time the body become at rest position, then it is called as damped oscillation. And if amplitude remain constant, during the whole time of oscillation or whole period of oscillation, if the amplitude remain constant, means there is no change in amplitude, then such oscillation is called as undamped oscillation. Fortunately, in your syllabus of 12th, there is only concept of damped oscillation. So here we are going to discuss the concept of damped oscillation. Okay. Now for that, we have to perform one experiment here, and from that experiment I am going to explain you the concept of damped oscillation. For that, let us consider one rigid support. Okay. To this rigid support, one spring we are going to attach. एक स्प्रिंग हमने लिया है और ये स्प्रिंग को हमने एक ब्लॉक अटैच किया है. जो हमने लीनियर एसएचएम में यही डायग्राम हॉरिजॉन्टली लेके टू एंड फ्रो मोशन परफॉर्म किया था. मेरे फर्स्ट जो ऑसिलेशन पार्ट 1 का जो वीडियो है उसमें हमने ये एक्सप्लेन कर चुके हैं. अब हमने यही पार्ट एक वर्टिकल कंसेप्ट में लिया है. ओके. एक रिजिड सपोर्ट को स्प्रिंग हैंग किया, उसके अनदर एंड को ये ब्लॉक बी लिया हुआ है जिसका मास सपोज m है. ओके. नाउ टू दिस ब्लॉक वन वेन इज अटैच्ड. Let us discuss here. One vein is attached. Okay. Now this vein is deep in a liquid container. There is one container in which we are going to fill the liquid, that is a viscous material. Okay. In terms, you just think the viscous means something sticky things like oil. Okay. And this is the viscous material in which this vein is going to dip. Okay. This is the all concept about experiment. What is this? This is a spring. Okay. This is the block. This is the vein. Okay. And there is a liquid in this container. Okay. This is all about experimental arrangement. Now what happened? I am applying the force on this block. Okay. This block is going downward. When I am applying the force on this block is going downward. Now when this block is going downward, this vein is also going downward. When I remove the force, this vein is performing vertical oscillation. Okay. Means this vein is performing up and down but within liquid surface. ध्यान रहे ये लिक्विड से बाहर नहीं निकलेगी. विद इन लिक्विड सरफेस ये यहाँ से यहाँ तक अप एंड डाउन प्रोसेस ये वेन परफॉर्म करेगा. जब ये वेन ये अप एंड डाउन फोर्स परफॉर्म करेगा तो जो फोर्स अप्लाई होगा दैट फोर्स इज डैम्प फोर्स. Okay. And suppose that damped force is directly proportional to velocity of that vein. When it is moving, there is a speed to the vein. Then that velocity is directly proportional to the damped force applying to the vein. Then Fd, that is damped force, is directly proportional to velocity. Then Fd is equal to minus Bv, where this B is damped constant. What is called as damped constant? Then Fd is equal to minus Bv. Give it equation number 1. Okay. Now this is all about, we discuss only about vein. Now what about block? Okay. When you are applying the force on the block and after some time when you remove the force due to the attachment of spring, this block is also performing vertical motion, that is up and down motion about its mean position. When this block is performing up and down motion, then force spring, okay, force of block we are saying is directly proportional to displacement of a particle. Okay. Again that is the block is performing linear SHM. Then FB is equal to minus Kx. Here you know that is the force of linear SHM is directly proportional to minus Kx. What is K? K is force constant. Okay. Now this force, damped force is on the vein because there is a drag, creation of drag, one layer on the vein. Hence there is a damped force. This damped force is equal to minus Bv, the force applying on the block. Then that force Fb is equal to minus Kx. Now what is the total force is on this complete system? the total force F is equal to FD plus FB, that is damp force plus block force, give the total force on this system. Okay, now suppose this force is nothing but mass into acceleration, that is you are going to assume ma, this force is equal to ma. Now what is the value of Fd? Minus Bv minus Kx. Okay, now put all this value in LHS, then ma plus Bv plus Kx is equal to 0. Okay, now and write as it is. Now this is A is acceleration. In terms of differential equation, you can write it as d2x upon dt square. Okay, plus B is a constant, keep it as it is. In terms of derivative, velocity is nothing but rate of change of displacement. Okay, plus k into x is equal to 0, and this is nothing but the differential equation of damp oscillation. What is it? This is the differential equation of damp oscillation, and its solution is not in your syllabus. How to identify or how to derive its solution is not in your syllabus. It is the mathematical part. So in your textbook, its solution is directly given to you, which you have to directly remember or directly learn that formula, and its solution become, you can repeatedly view my video for better understanding. Remember here, when you repeatedly view my video, your theory become perfect, and then you can easily solve the numerical. So it is not necessary that you have to watch my video only one time. Repeatedly you just watch or revise my video so that your theory become perfect, and so you can solve the MCQ and numerical on this topic also. Now this is the equation of damp oscillation, and its equation solution become x is equal to capital A e to the power minus bt upon twice m into cos of omega t plus phi. This is the solution of this differential equation of damp oscillation. X is equal to A e to the power minus b into t upon twice m into cos of omega t plus phi. Okay, this how it come. It is a very long process and it is not in your syllabus, so I am not going to explain it. It is just given to you that its solution becomes such that, so you just remember this formula for the numerical. Okay, here A into e to the power minus bt upon m is nothing but the amplitude of damp oscillation, which is continuously going to decrease, and after some time it will become 0 and its amplitude become this value, and cos of omega t plus phi is nothing but phase. Okay, this is the solution of damp oscillation. Also I am giving you the another two formula, that is time period of damp oscillation and the value of omega, that is angular velocity of damp oscillation. This is also directly you have to remember. There is no need to solve it. It is not in your syllabus. Only the formula you should learn, so that it is comfort or it is valuable for solving the numericals. The value of omega become k upon m minus b upon twice m square. Directly रट्टा मार के आपको ये फॉर्मूला, ये जो फॉर्मूले मैं बता रही हूँ, ये आपको लर्न करना है. ये कहाँ से आए, कैसे आए, ये आपके सिलेबस में नहीं है, इसलिए आप ज्यादा इस पे जोर न डालते हुए सिर्फ ये फॉर्मूले लर्न करके ध्यान रखें, ताकि ये आपको न्यूमेरिकल में काम आए. जब आपको ओमेगा की वैल्यू निकालनी होगी न्यूमेरिकल में, जब आपको एक्स निकालना होगा डैम्प ऑसिलेशन का, जब आपको टाइम पीरियड निकालना होगा, तो आपको ये फॉर्मूले याद रखना है. दैट इज 2 पाई अपॉन ओमेगा. तो ये कितना हुआ, 2 पाई अपॉन स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ k अपॉन m माइनस B upon twice m square. This is the time period of damped oscillation. This is all about the completion of chapter, that is damped oscillation, its experimental concept, its equation, then its solution, its omega and time period of damped oscillation. Here the chapter is over. In our next video we will discuss about the numericals of oscillation. Thank you very much.